What happens when two well-known Catholic voices completely disagree on one of the Church's most sensitive issues? Could this debate shape future conversations about the Catholic priesthood? And why has Archbishop Carlo Maria Viganò called this one of the most serious concerns facing the Church today? A new public statement has brought this discussion back into the spotlight. Archbishop Carlo Maria Viganò responded strongly after Father James Martin expressed support for admitting men with homosexual inclinations to the Catholic priesthood, provided they remain committed to celibacy. According to Viganò, this proposal is not simply another opinion. He described it as the latest step in a longer movement that, in his view, seeks to change how homosexuality is understood within the Church, including among members of the clergy. Viganò said this position conflicts with what he describes as the Church's constant teaching throughout history. He pointed to several biblical passages that have traditionally been cited in Catholic teaching, including Leviticus 18, Romans chapter 1, and 1 Corinthians chapter 6. He also referred to the Church's Magisterium as the foundation for his position. One of Father James Martin's main arguments was that many priests with same-sex attraction have faithfully lived celibate and holy lives. Viganò rejected that reasoning. According to him, genuine holiness is demonstrated through God's grace, prayer, self-discipline, and the ongoing effort to overcome personal struggles. He argued that holiness should never be presented as support for changing long-standing principles regarding priestly formation. Viganò also repeated that Catholic teaching describes homosexual acts as objectively sinful. For that reason, he argued that using same-sex attraction as a basis for expanding eligibility for priestly ordination would conflict with both natural law and the Church's moral tradition. The statement also expressed concern about possible consequences. Viganò argued that ordaining men with what he described as deep-seated homosexual tendencies could create confusion among the faithful. He also warned that it could weaken respect for the priesthood and increase existing tensions within the Church. According to Viganò, the priesthood is not a personal right or a question of inclusion. Instead, he described it as a vocation that requires complete dedication to God's will and a life of holiness. The statement went even further. Viganò claimed that support for proposals like this reflects broader trends within parts of today's Church leadership. He argued that these developments seek to reshape moral teaching rather than simply address pastoral questions. He also criticized what he sees as silence from Church authorities regarding these discussions. According to Viganò, Father James Martin is able to speak openly because, in his opinion, similar ideas are already receiving support in some circles, even if they have not become official Church teaching. At the same time, Viganò noted that many Catholics continue to point out that the Church's formal doctrine on the priesthood has not changed. That remains an important distinction in this ongoing discussion. As debate continues, different voices within the Catholic world continue to express very different perspectives. For many Catholics, this conversation is about much more than one proposal. It raises broader questions about doctrine, pastoral care, priestly formation, and how the Church responds to challenging issues in today's world. Whether these discussions lead to future changes or simply continue as debate, they remain an important topic that many Catholics around the world are following closely.